Even after doing Bigg Boss, I want to stay normal. No, I want things to be normal. Oh, right, I forgot that gun on my head. Oh, sorry. Vicky had been going around from corner to corner, talking behind our backs and bitching about us.
Hello, this is Nawaz Kochra joining you on Indian Express, and I am in conversation with Neil Bhatt. Hello, Neil. How are you?
Hi, Nawaz. Thank you for having me.
Well, first of all, I have to begin asking you that after you do a show like Bigg Boss, how does life change?
Essentially, it remains the same for me because I've always maintained this that whatever work I do, I try to search for normalcy in my life. So I don't like to change my life according to the kind of project I'm doing, because normalcy is the only constant I think we can always try and achieve. So for me, even after doing Bigg Boss, I want to stay normal. No, I want things to be normal, but I know this platform and this show has immense reach,
Right.
and there's a phenomenal amount of audience that watches this show, and you can't fathom the thought that you'll go somewhere and you'll not be noticed.
Right.
Yes, I've already seen that, I've already experienced that, and it's uplifting, that feeling, but at the same time I want to keep it grounded.
Also, there is like a image that is created of you once you are a part of Bigg Boss. What's for me, I told this to Aishwarya also when we met, that for me, Aishwarya and Neil were one of the most sensible couples in that house. Okay.
Thank you.
They were like, you guys were very real. It looked like कि आप में झगड़े भी अगर हो रहे थे, it wasn't for the camera.
Yeah.
But to what extent can you afford being real on a format like this?
Very good question, actually. Till what extent can you afford? It depends on how much you're ready to bear yourself. So it depends, and that sensibility and it's a very subjective question that you're asking me. Were it left up to me, I wouldn't want to bear so much that people start commenting कि अच्छा ये तो ऐसे झगड़ा कर रहे हैं. But we also kept it real because हमारे बीच में हमें पता है ना कि हमारे बीच में किस तरह के झगड़े होते हैं.
Correct.
क्या होता है? What kind of fights do we have? So there's nothing to be scared of. We also know that. That's why I said it's a very subjective thing. I'm a private person as such, but the show is all about invading the privacy.
Correct.
It's all about that. So it's a big thing as it is for me and Aishwarya to be a part of a show like this. But we were bearing ourselves over there. We were being as vocal and authentic about things as possible, because we also know this is a national television का show है, platform वैसा है, उसकी गरिमा भी maintain करनी है. We are not here to disrupt the image of the show. The show should be known for the right things and the good things. So if we could contribute to the good side of it, I think I'll be more than happy.
Also, कहीं ना कहीं क्या होता है when an actor signs Bigg Boss, लोगों को लगता है that this actor has also signed up for scrutiny. Personal life is dragged as if it's nobody's business or it's everybody's business for that matter, be it Munawar, or there was even an incident where Aishwarya's some personal details or something from the past was dragged onto the show. To what extent, as an actor, where do you draw that boundary, internally between you and Aishwarya, you might be able to make that boundary. But what about, drawing that boundary when it comes to the makers or the format of the show?
See, it's almost like life. Bigg Boss, life inside Bigg Boss is almost like life outside. There are going to be ups and downs. You will never know what's coming.
Right.
That's why you're always in anticipation कि अब क्या होगा, अब कैसे होगा, what is going to happen. कुछ मेरे बारे में बात होगी, ये जो बाहर जो चीज़ जो preparation चल रहा है, we can hear the knocks and the nicks, but is that for me or is that for someone else? So it's like life. You're always anticipating what to do, what not to do. So you really don't have it in your hands. How well you handle that pressure or that thing is what is the whole show about. So it's like a pressurized compartment, and how well do you simmer? It's like all the vegetables are simmering.
Correct.
So are you going to break down or are you going to simmer and taste well? It's very important.
Also, as far as your eviction is concerned, I had seen a thread on social media where it said that as per the voting trends, while Rinku Dhawan was in the bottom, like she was at rock bottom, there was Aisha and then there was Neil. But then Aisha could not be evicted because of the medical emergency that happened, and that is why Neil had to be evicted.
Okay.
What is the truth to that, or what is your take on it?
See, as far as I'm concerned, I was sitting in the house There was an announcement. Krishna took my name, and then to confirm it, Bigg Boss said something that it's based on the voting trends. So for me at that time, that is the reality. And when you come out and obviously social media पे बहुत सारे trends और बहुत सारी चीज़ें you get to read and stuff, and sometimes it's very authentic, but you never know what to believe and not to believe. So I don't know what to make of this. This is if there's, I would like to believe that what has been told to me is the truth.
Right.
But then if there's this another thing, another perspective, then I don't know what to make of it.
Also, you know, उस घर में हमें friendships of convenience बहुत देखने को मिला है.
Yes.
Because you've lived in that situation, I want to know who's had the most, you know, फायदे वाली दोस्ती for that matter. Like कौन ऐसा था जो दोस्ती अपने मतलब के लिए कर रहा था लोगों
Vicky.
से? Okay.
Vicky. It's very clear because उसका जो नंबर गेम जो बोलते आ रहे हैं शुरुआत से, even Bigg Boss has been trying to disrupt that whole manipulation tactic and that game strategy that he had. It is very clear it's Vicky. And then second comes, I think, I'm not calling out Ankita on that because she's a follower of Vicky.
Right.
But the second person to actually take on those lines is Samarth.
Okay.
And Munawar was to a point, 6th week tak he was doing that. But then he stopped doing it because he was called out by Bigg Boss himself and Salman sir also. So he stopped doing that. And he started concentrating on the fact that it's about relations. That when you have a relation, automatically there's a number.
Correct.
But if you have a number, not necessarily you have a relation. So it's not vice versa.
Also, your equation with Vicky looked like, you know, there was some baggage from the past that was carried on to the show. What was the dynamic? Because बाहर भी मतलब ऐसे बहुत सारे rumors float होते थे that probably, you know, Neil had some issues between, there was some issues between Neil and Aishwarya and Vicky Ankita right from the Smart Jodi days.
Oh, okay.
And that probably, you know, Neil just attended those parties with Ankita, Vicky because just for the
Oh
sake
right,
of
I forgot that gun on my head. Oh sorry, there was no gun on my head. Why would I just go for a party? ऐसे ही. Why would there be any problem? कोई ऐसी प्रॉब्लम थी नहीं, इसीलिए हम उनके कहने पर, उनके बुलाने पर हम पार्टीज में गए हैं. दिस इज रिडिकुलस थियरी दैट हैज बीन फ्लोटिंग अराउंड. एंड बैगेज, आई वुड कॉल इट अ बैगेज ओनली इफ वी वुड हैव एक्चुअली हंसी खुशी रहेंगे. जो बात हुई थी वो हंसी खुशी रहते तो वो बैगेज होता. बैगेज कैसे कहलाएगा वो जब हम हंसी खुशी रहे ही नहीं अंदर उनके साथ. आफ्टर कमिंग आउट दैट, and while staying inside also, I got to know that Vicky had been going around from corner to corner talking behind our backs and bitching about us and backbiting and talking in a very wrong way about our marriage and our relation and this and that. Who's he to comment anything? Without any provocation from our side, he's been doing that.
Also, you know, this entire Munawar Aisha Manara situation that has happened in the house, everybody has a very different take on it. Even the contestants who've been evicted, somebody is saying that, you know, probably Munawar just used these names for his game, or, you know, when Aisha came inside the house, Munawar became very cautious because probably she knew certain information that she would have spoken on national television that he did not want to go out. What, according to you, was, you know, that entire conclusion of the entire situation, if we call it?
If I directly talk about the conclusion, then when Salman sir on the last weekend war Saturday episode, he put out a lot of facts that he knew because he has access to that data, and it kind of put Aisha into a spot where her intentions and motives are being questioned. Right. You came here just for fame and you just wanted to use this whole thing. And when Munawar was asked, he also answered in a certain way that I didn't want her to say certain things, that's why I was behaving in a certain way. He just nodded his head when Salman sir asked the same question. So if I just purely go on that, what I saw, then yes, I think you're right.